I'm Srijan Sen. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Psychiatry and a member of the Depression Center. For as long as I remember, I've been interested in human behavior and why people tend to act so differently and react differently to different situations. So I've always been interested in that and through that in the brain. Our ability to do genetic research has expanded dramatically in the last 10 years. The technology in genomics and the Human Genome Project has really made it far more possible to really understand the genetic basis that underlies depression. We don't really know what's going on in the brain in depression, so hopefully this sort of research will help us understand the biology underlying depression and ultimately, over the longer term, develop better treatments than we have now. We found an association between a specific gene, a serotonin transporter gene, and response to stress and depression. So people with either copy of the gene had no real difference in depression under normal times, but under stress, people with one copy of the gene had a much higher rate of depression than the other. It's probably the first real concrete association between a specific genetic factor and depression, which is exciting for us, and it seemed it got a lot of coverage in the press. So that's really. I think it's a small, in and of itself, is not that huge a deal, but it shows what we can do, and hopefully in the next few years we'll find more and more genes that are involved. I think for the general public, another important message from that is it demonstrates that depression is a real and a biological disease, that there are true biological factors that are involved, and it's not not a psychological phenomenon that people can sort of will themselves out of, or just think that they should get better that way. That it's a real disease, and if you're suffering with it, you really do need to get treatment. As we understand the biology more and more, I'm hopeful that the stigma around depression will get less pronounced. That as people understand more of the biology and understand that it's a real illness, it'll get easier to talk about it with their friends and families and their physicians, and also people will be more likely to get help.